This is part 2 of drawing and shading a cauliflower. In the first part, we went through sketching and drawing different parts of the cauliflower separately. In this part, we shade a cauliflower realistically and will add texture to it. Now that we've practiced with sketching, we're ready for the main drawing. Grab your HB pencil and let's see how we can shade our cauliflower realistically. I've already drawn my sketch and I use a kneaded eraser to lighten it a bit, because I don't want sharp dark outlines while I'm shading. Just draw the basic shape we discussed in the first part of the tutorial and do the same steps. I drew a large circular cloud-like shape on the side of my paper and then added details. With your HB pencil, lightly darken the borders and edges between the planes in your drawing. I definitely recommend drawing from a reference photo or a real cauliflower. You really need something to look at while you're shading, especially since this is a complex object. But if you're a beginner, feel free to follow the steps using the example provided in this tutorial. Knowing the location of the light source is super important. The light source in my drawing is hitting the object from the top left, but it's as if it's located in front of the cauliflower. Now that we know the angle of the light source, we can shade each part accordingly. Most of the drop shadows will be on the right side of the cauliflower because the light source is on the opposite side. Each of the planes will cast shadows on each other based on their position in relation to the light source and their own unique shape. Remember, we have a big bumpy circle as the primary plane. This is filled with several smaller bumpy circles and ovals, which are the secondary planes. And those secondary planes are covered with a bunch of tiny circles, which are tertiary planes. Each of these planes, based on their size and location, affects each other and creates cast shadows on the planes next to them. Larger planes have more dominant drastic cast shadows compared to smaller or medium-sized planes. You can add curvy lines inside your cauliflower and complete the details while you're shading, and that's totally fine. The real goal here is to create a realistic effect by darkening the grooves between the bumpy planes. Obviously, less light reaches those areas, so keep the bumps lighter and focus on shading the grooves and the borders between the planes. However, while we're adding those details, don't lose sight of the overall shape. Think of the cauliflower as a round circular object. If we only consider the primary circle or the main shape of the cauliflower, most of the shadow concentration should be on the right side, with the light illuminating the left side. Now let's think about shading the secondary planes or the smaller bumps. To make the whole shape look like a round circle with a darker right side, we need to apply more shadows on the right side of these smaller shapes as well. We did the same thing for the yarn drawing, which I'll put the link of the tutorial above in the cards, so you can check it and get the idea. Some areas might be completely in shadow zones, while others will be brighter. But in any case, I prefer to keep the shadows light and soft, created with some light hatching. Because first, I don't want to rush the shading process. This drawing requires patience and time. And second, I generally want to convey the bright white color of the cauliflower through my shading. So I can't use too much dark shades here. These grays should imply the color white. Grab your 3B graphite pencil with a sharp tip. It's time to work on those delicate details and at the same time darken and straighten your shadows. Cauliflower has a tight, creamy white head and bright green firmly attached leaves. But sometimes you might see the cauliflower with pale brown spots scattered on the white florets. This actually happens due to oxidation, a chemical reaction from prolonged exposure to light and air. The head is globe-shaped, cream-colored, and is about 6 to 8 inches in diameter. The head is made up of bumpy florets attached to the main stem. The pillowy white heads of cauliflower are the most familiar and recognizable feature of it. This part is a group of flowers, which is round and big, usually white. The stem ends in a voluminous mass of flower buds, thickened and tightened one against the other. To add texture, create even tinier curves inside the planes you've already drawn. Keep these curves light and faint using minimal pencil pressure. If necessary, use your kneaded eraser to make some of the highlights brighter. This will increase the contrast and make the cauliflower look more realistic. Continue adding more shadows and contrast to the darker areas and refine the edges and borders. Add graphite layer by layer in each step with the same 3B pencil. Give dimension to these smaller planes and consider each one of them as a round shape. Cauliflower is well known as a white vegetable, but it also comes in a variety of different colors from orange to green to purple. White cauliflower is the most common variety of cauliflower and is what most people think of when they hear the word cauliflower. So I decided to choose this white one as my sample for this tutorial. It is not unheard for people to mistake broccoli and cauliflower for one another. The two vegetables do belong to the same family of plants, but they are from two different cultivar groups. Additionally, broccoli grows taller on thicker stems that branch off into smaller stems that hold coarse textured florets. But cauliflower is a shorter stemmed plant with florets that almost look like fluffy clouds. Remember to use different grades of pencils to create a realistic range of values. Don't be afraid to experiment and find what works best for your practice. Practice makes perfect. The more you experiment with shading, the more comfortable you'll become with creating realistic effects. Remember, every cauliflower is unique, so don't be afraid to experiment and add your own creative touches. Enjoy the process of bringing this interesting vegetable to life. Feel free to use references and take your time with each step. For the main stem, add some shadows by creating vertical strokes curving at the end, mimicking the shape of the stem. create some bolder and darker veins, and keep some parts lighter. The leaves are deeply ribbed green that envelop a head of cauliflower. The leaves of this plant are oval and elliptical, sometimes curly in the edges. The nerves are outstanding and white. Cauliflower leaves have a thick white midrib in the center. It's wider at the bottom and narrows as it reaches the top. These leaves are typically dark green, and older leaves are naturally darker and thicker than younger ones, just like with other plants. Leaves are rarely perfectly straight. They tend to tilt to one side, forming a curved shape. The edges of the cauliflower leaves are jagged and become softer and bumpier as the leaves grow and get larger. In some areas, the curves are so intense that they even cause a fold in the leaf. The surface of the leaf also has a mix of curves and flat planes, creating an uneven distribution of light and dark values. You'll need to consider these when you're shading. Finally, grab your 6B graphite pencil and add those ultimate darkest shadings. This will give your drawing a final touch of depth. And that's it, you're done. Thank you for following this tutorial. I'm glad you made it this far. I hope this tutorial was helpful and easy to follow. Let me know which other tutorial you'd like to see on Peony Paint, and I'll do my best to bring them to you. Until next time, and happy drawing!